What's good, fam? It's Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood, talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. And today I want to just briefly talk about relationships, and more specifically some of these celebrity relationships. Now I will say that celebrity relationships are just like anybody else's. The only difference is they're rich and they're famous, and so it gets put on display, and there's a lot of scrutiny and speculation and rumor mill type stuff and all that. But as far as the emotional aspect of it, people are people, right? It might be a little bit different for people that are of a famous stature or status or whatever, because there could be some politics or some other ulterior motives in there. But even regular relationships can be like that as well, right? So it's not like completely foreign in the world of marriage and whatnot. So with that, and it's easier to talk about celebrities because we all know these same people and we can all chime in. Whereas if I talk about Bobby and Karen down the street, like who knows Bobby and Karen? You know what I mean? But anyway, so first couple that relationship stuff goes through, that a lot of relationships go through, is a tragic one. It's John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. And so relationship-wise and marriage-wise, I believe them to be extremely happy. I think everything is hunky-dory for them. But I brought them up because they're actually going through something extremely tragic, and that's the death of a child. And of course, no parent should have to bury a child under any circumstances. But unfortunately, they have to, and it's a baby, little baby, and so it's something that they're going through right now. And a lot of couples do, unfortunately, but it is one of those things. So thoughts and prayers for them, for sure. I hope they pull through everything and take care of their family and so forth. So didn't want to start it on a morbid one, but relationship-wise, there's nothing negative to say about them. I mean, I think they're genuinely in love, and I appreciate how they support each other. He always has great things to say about her. She always has great things to say about him. So as far as what we can see, it's a healthy relationship, but I hope they get through this tragic time. The other one I did a video on was Will Smith and Jada, and that was crazy. Like that was that's some Jerry Springer type ish right there. August Alsina, of course, involved in the whole entanglement debacle. Go ahead and check that video out and kind of see my 2 cents on that and get a little bit more details if you haven't already heard. But that one's a little crazy. That's definitely, yeah, that one was a nutty one. Kim and Kanye, man, they no matter what you think of her, and no matter how she started, I think that Kim Kardashian has come a long way since the days of the Ray J sex tape. She seems to be really supporting her husband, right? There's a time there where I guess Kanye had COVID. I didn't even know that until I started reading a little bit. Kanye had COVID earlier this year, and she, in this article, she says that she was taking care of him. She had to wear like a face shield and gloves and all this to change the sheets on his bed and this and that, and it's just crazy. And of course, Kanye has stated at one point in time that he wanted to run for president. She was still kind of accepting of that and supportive of that until he kind of went off the deep end and started saying some crazy stuff about the abortion issue and topic. And so she is seemingly, as of September 2020, last thing I read, it's like end of September, so just like maybe a week ago, she said that she's going to move forward with filing for divorce, which is unfortunate, but Kanye, I think, needs medical help. I don't think Kanye's as crazy as people think. I just think he needs to really deal with some of these issues. And for anybody in a relationship, it gets up to a point, some point in time where enough is enough. And I guess Kim has reached that point. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Cardi B and Offset. Now this is crazy. Now Cardi filed divorce from Offset. They have a child together and they're married, but she filed divorce. He cheated on her once, and her reasoning for filing for divorce, she says, is because she's just going to go ahead and divorce him before he has an opportunity to cheat a second time. So that's kind of crazy. That's kind of like, wow, you're really, it's just crazy, right? Like, before you can cheat on me again, I'm going to go ahead and divorce. And who's to say if she's right or wrong in that? But, that's one of those things. Sometimes marriages and relationships, they end because of things like that. Whether it's frivolous or not, or whether any of us feel or people feel that, have you gone through all the steps to really try to make an amends and try to work things out, right? Who knows, right? I mean, maybe it's not even on the table. Counseling's maybe not even on the table. Maybe it's a situation where she's like, nah, it's not even worth it to me. And sometimes people get to that point. My whole thing is, I always tell people, look, hey, be extremely selective with who you choose to get into a relationship with, specifically if it's the one. It's more important to pick somebody, in my view, and God knows I ain't no relationship expert, but I'm just saying, my 2 cents, I am married. I've known my wife for 25 years. So, we've had our ups and downs and so on and so forth. But in my opinion, is when you get into a serious relationship, it's more important to really marry the character of a person, right? When people, like Maya Angelou says, when people show you who they are, believe them. Now, granted, we all evolve as we grow, and as we know more, hopefully we implement it and we make moves accordingly. But the reason why I say character is more important, or the most important thing, is you want to be with somebody that has the open-mindedness and the willingness to actually work through problems. You want to be with someone that can admit when they're wrong and not make excuses, and work things out. Because look, you get with somebody that's just for looks, right? Looks will fade. If you're going for the long haul, right? Ain't none of us going to look the same 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now. After having some children, after having stress on the job, so on and so forth, right? So looks are going to fade. Sure, you got to have that attraction. Looks are eventually going to fade, hands down. You want to make sure that we all have baggage, but if somebody has deep-rooted issues in the past, whether it's daddy issues or mommy issues, or when they broke up from their ex-wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, that they've kind of put some of that to rest, and at least, even if they were wrong, that they've accepted it so that they can move on. Because I'm telling you, those past hurts and that past trauma is going to show its ugly head. It is going to manifest in your relationship, and you don't want that. And you don't want to suffer. Look, you don't want to suffer for the iniquities of the girl or guy before you, right? And that happens a lot in relationships. Like, that dude cheated on you, so now I got to be treated this kind of way. Or that girl did you dirty, and so now she's got to be treated a certain type of way. Like, that's my 2 cents on it. We can go on for days on that alone, but yeah, I mean, that's just is what it is. So another big one that's hot right now is Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Now, there's no relationship going on now. I haven't done a video on any of that. You can absolutely look that up. But long and short of it is, there was some type of argument that ensued. And the big whole crux of the thing is, supposedly, allegedly, Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. That's crazy. Now, he hasn't been formally charged. I guess there's still an ongoing investigation and all of this, right? Since then, he's dropped an album called Daystar, and I've been rocking with this album for past 3-4 days. And sonically, it's actually pretty good. I mean, music-wise, it's pretty good. What he's saying in the music is interesting. He said he still loves her. He says he didn't do it. There's just a whole lot of that, right? It's an ongoing case and investigation now. But he says he would still like to have a relationship with her. He appreciated all the time that they had, that there's people in her ear, all this kind of whatever. Now, if he did do it, look, let's make this clear. Domestic violence is serious, right? If this brother actually shot her in the foot, then my man, they got to throw the book at you. Like, just is what it is. If she's fabricating some of the truth and whatever, she needs to be held accountable and dealt with, right? But a lot remains to be seen on all of that. Needless to say, they're no longer in a relationship, even though he would still like to be in one, according to the album. If that's not real life, I don't know what is, because how many of us have had relationships that were unhealthy or toxic, and even though we shouldn't be in them, we stayed in them or longed for them, right? And that's because whenever there's a breakup, you always romanticize the past. Like, there's a reason why things broke up. Now, of course, in this domestic violence issue, this is a whole different ordeal. And if it's true, like I said, true and factual, brother, I hope they throw the book at you. Like, you can't do it. You shot her in the foot? Like, if that comes to be the case, like, wow, that's deep. So that's that. That's another big celebrity relationship. or former relationship, I guess you could say now. And of course, the other one, the last one, this will be the last one I do on this little episode, is Dr. Dre and Nicole Young getting a divorce, and they were married forever. And the most recent thing, let me see, I think I have it pulled up here. The judge rejects Nicole Young's $1.5 million temporary support request in her divorce from Dr. Dre. Now she wants $2 million, but she goes to the judge and says, temporarily, can I just go ahead and get 1.5 million? Now, as you know, there's a prenup and all of this. Man, that whole thing is crazy. Like, I haven't been following it real close because I thought it was just kind of going to blow over, but it's still here. And man, that's crazy. Now, my 2 cents. Look, here's my 2 cents on that whole deal, because that's a big issue in itself. It's spousal support, child support, whatever. Child support is not an issue in the Dr. Dre case because all his kids is grown. They doing what it do. Right? Good for them. Spousal support, as a whole, I think spousal support is stupid. Right? Except, hold on, because I can see some of y'all's eyebrows already raising. If she, and I don't know how much of this is actually the case, but if both of you are regular people or broke, and you come together, and you each play your part for the brand, right? Obviously, we know that Dr. Dre rapped, producer, blah, 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 all of that, right? Brother's iconic. Nobody can argue that. I don't know exactly what she did behind the scenes. Now, she wasn't there from day one. She's not his day one, but, you know, when he was already Dr. Dre was kind of making it, he's already established himself. I don't know if she then came in and started taking care of some things. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know because I haven't been following it. But he was already Dr. Dre from NWA when he met her. Right? So he had already established that. Now, if you're in a relationship and both of you started from the bottom and then you grow, whether you're in the front or the back, and you're building your brand together, that's different, because then it's like, hey, she helped him build what they got. You know what I'm saying? If she was the negotiator for contracts, if she was, whatever it was, if she was doing the marketing, if she was whatever behind the scenes, that's different, right? But I don't think that's what the case is here. He was already Dr. Dre. Now, during that time, there was maybe some input that she did for the brand, and I don't know how that worked. She should be compensated for that. I don't know that it should be forever. And I think that should be a cutoff time. Now, here's the kicker, right? Plot twist. There's already a prenuptial agreement. So now she's trying to circumvent this prenuptial agreement. But that's why there's a prenuptial agreement, yo. So look, that divorce is going to be terrible. It doesn't matter if Dr. Dre can afford it. Everybody knows that he could afford it. That goes beside the point. Being able to afford it is not justice. You know what I'm saying? So, look, in my 2 cents, from the little bit that I've read and understand about the case, like, she shouldn't, shouldn't really get anything. And minimal, I mean, California's got some crazy laws to begin with, but $2 million, that's insane. $2 million a month, like, for what? You ain't even still raising my kids. My kids is grown. Like, go get your own house. Go stay in the guest house. Like, what are you, nuts? And my other issue is, people that are going for this, she's still healthy. She's still relatively young. I believe she's educated, right? Go make your own. If you got to go get a regular job, a regular 9 to 5, and make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, it is what it is. And honestly, she's a celebrity by proxy of being Dr. Dre's ex-wife. Go and spend that and get you a quick little TV show, talk show, some sponsorship ads, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get your own and spin your own brand. Now, granted, it ain't going to be that billionaire lifestyle you've gotten accustomed to with the doc, but, do you, sis? Do you? You know what I mean? That's my 2 cents on it. If you guys disagree or agree, hey, I'd like to hear it. I'll respond. We can agree to disagree. We can do whatever in the comments. But that's my little 2 cents on celebrity relationships and relationships in general. This is Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, fam, peace.